I got to the office a little later than usual. Traffic was chaos, and the bad weather made it all a bit more complicated. As I walked in, I realized that something odd was going on. Skye had a strange look on her face. Skye had received a weird note. Some years ago, she had a blog along with some of her university classmates. No one used that blog anymore, but out of the blue, an unknown user had posted an odd message there.
The message was encrypted, but it didn't seem that hard to solve. The green lion is the target. The rodents are building the back door. The message didn't make much sense, but with Keith's help, it was easy to solve.
The green lion is the target. It was obvious that it was talking about USGL, the university Skye had attended. Its coat of arms was a distinct green lion.
The rodents was a reference to the Alder Beavers, a group of hackers that usually attacked educational institutions. Apparently, they were planning a cyber attack. The back door was a hint.
USGL was the most prestigious university in town, and coincidentally, it was also attended by the children of the most influential people of the area.
Based on the type of attacks that this group of hackers usually carried out, and on the backdoor reference mentioned in the note, I came up with various possibilities. But after careful consideration, my instinct told me that they're most likely planning a supply chain attack.
According to Skye, a supply chain attack takes place when an adversary breaches the target via the application or service of third-party vendors or suppliers. By infecting one vendor, the attackers gain the ability to infiltrate multiple well-protected organizations with ease, rather than attacking them directly.
There are 4 types of supply chain attacks. I had the theory that the hackers were planning on carrying out the 4th type of attack. The problem with code signing type of attack is that they're difficult to trace, with cybercriminals often using stolen certificates to sign the code to make it look legitimate. The best way to defend yourself is taking all possible preventative measures.
The first thing we did was get in touch with the university and let them know what was going on. The next day, early in the morning, we met with the university's authorities.
They had a proper security plan in place, and we told them that was the reason why they were not targeted directly, but through a third party. After a good talk, we managed to explain to them the risk they were facing. They weren't very familiar with this type of attack, and they wanted to be protected.
Skye explained to them that for a supply chain attack to work, hackers have to insert malicious code into software, or find ways to compromise network protocols or components of the target's supplier or service provider.
The flow is usually rather similar in all attacks. The attackers compromise the code base of a certain library or product, and then they embedded a backdoor in the code.
The note made it clear that the attackers were planning on using that method.
After they've embedded the backdoor, the attackers wait for the code to be included in an update. Once the update's been installed, they can activate the backdoor and start the actions against their targets.
The university has an app that centralizes a lot of the information they have and the activities that take place within the institution. There was a lot of confidential information at stake.
The university authorities realized that they needed to act quickly to prevent any type of attack.
The authorities followed Skye's advice and made sure to check that all their suppliers met their security standards. Some of them didn't, so their updates were discontinued until they improved their code or are properly replaced.
An agreement with the suppliers was established so that, in the event of any anomalies, the university would receive immediate warning and would be able to react before the situation got worse.
Skye told us that 59% of organizations that experienced their first software supply chain attack did not have a response strategy at the time of the attack.
Having the university come up with a response strategy for supply chain attacks was essential. That way, in case of a security breach, they would be able to activate the response plan before their security was compromised.
Several months went by. We kept in touch with the university, and luckily, the preventive measures proved very effective. In all that time, they had only received one warning from one of their suppliers. And fortunately, the attack didn't have any impact on them whatsoever.
We had cracked the case, but there was still one big mystery left unsolved. Who had sent the note that had saved the university?